Sup, cutie?
Sup, Braj?
Sup, bruv? What's up, Zach Minger?
What's up, Brosethage?
Sup, Lawrence? Breakfast with the boys.
Abraham Lincoln. We are here. It is Saturday morning.
Mirko broke up.
It is 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. There's a ton of professional wrestling this weekend. But don't forget about the independent wrestling that's happening this weekend. And that's what we're here to talk about. And next week. This is more of a next week. A look into the future.
Look into my eyes, and you will see what you really mean to me.
The cult of personality?
I don't know about that. Not a big punk guy, so I like him, but you know.
We got Zach in the house. We got Lawrence in the house. The boss is in the house. Like he saw you from across the screen.
Oh yeah, that's Zach. I thought you meant our Zach, and I was like, how do you know that's Zach?
I just know things.
You do. You're a smart cookie.
Not smart enough to remember to charge my phone last night when I fell asleep, though.
Oh.
Woke up with a headache. Forgot to charge my phone. Anyway.
Did you wake up with a headache because you did not charge your phone?
I don't know. Maybe. Maybe it's all connected. I don't know.
Maybe.
Anyway.
Call me maybe.
Call me maybe.
What's new and exciting?
You're looking at it, dude.
Yeah.
This is new. This is exciting.
Oh.
I'm here. I don't really have anything exciting happen this week. This week has been kind of a week.
I hear that. You know, I went to the movie theaters last weekend.
Oh, yeah?
I went to go see Sinners.
Sinners and Saints?
No, just Sinners. The Michael B. Jordan movie. I would like to discuss it more, but one of my big takeaways from it, I cannot talk about in the first 10 minutes out of fear of being demonetized. So please reach out and we can discuss Sinners if you so wish. Fantastic movie.
Listen, there's a good chance I might never see it.
You should watch it.
I don't watch a lot of movies.
I think it's a good movie.
But I mentioned Sinner. Speaking of which, Sinner and Saint, as announced on Thursday night, will be in LPW in Edmonton for LPW 38.
Yes.
They're coming back. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
We're mostly here today to discuss LPW 37, which is happening this Friday.
You know, I had a chance last night to chat with Lawrence. Yes, loved Sinners. It's a great movie. I was about to say a different word, but great movie.
He was waiting for somebody to be like, yes, that movie's awesome.
No, I was about to say it's a effing fantastic movie, and I was like, whoa.
Heckin' good time.
Roadhouse. Last night I had the chance to chat with a couple LPW alums, and I just want to give a huge shout out. Huge shout out to Mark Wheeler and Jesse V, two fantastic gentlemen, incredible tag team, just an absolute treat to chat with. So I just want to say that great show last night, WPW.
Awesome, hells yeah, hex yeah,
incredible tag team match.
Heckin' yeah.
Buenos dias, wrestling fans. What's up, Fernando?
What's up, Fernando?
So, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was good times.
It's a holiday weekend here in the States. I don't know if it is for you guys. Are you going to be?
No, we had ours last weekend.
Oh. Well, I don't have a long weekend, but hopefully it's nice and warm.
Do you work on Monday?
Yes.
Oh, why do you not get the day off?
America, baby.
Capitalism. Gotcha. I remember a time when stores were closed on long weekends and holidays.
Yeah.
I miss those days.
Yeah, it doesn't happen anymore.
Sunday, everything was closed, and then it was like, oh, no, we're going to open from 12 to 6.
Oh, yeah. And then it's like Thanksgiving. It used to be the night before.
Yep.
Oh, like on Thanksgiving night?
Mm-hmm.
Black Friday? Yep.
Yeah, I hear you, dog. So.
Oh, yeah.
So. Why aren't you caring about the... Well, you know... Once again, I fear that within this time frame of the first 10 minutes that I may say something that would get us demonetized. So
If you want to leave a super chat, feel free to offset his demonetization.
Yes, and then I will speak freely. So
yeah, he'll say some stuff. He'll say some stuff. Speaking of some stuff, we got a guy waiting. We got a guy waiting to chat some stuff with us. He's returned.
It's been a minute, so we are going to.
I don't even think we did an LPW 36 preview because everything.
Yeah, we did. It was just like a half preview. We put it in with some other stuff.
And now we're gonna go full preview.
Yeah. So today we are going to talk some LPW 37 because
it's gonna be May. Yeah. Even though it already is.
It's going to be June, but
it's technically May.
Yeah, technically. We're going to chat.
But it's an insane graphic.
We are going to chat about the Action Dean show that's happening tonight too, which I think the plan is for it to go up on the ROH Honor Club or up on the YouTubes. So when we start talking about it, you'll be like, hell yeah, I want to see this show. So we got that. We got tidbits. We got all your fun. The only thing we don't have is Indie in a minute, but that's okay. I'll have it again next week.
Boom.
Next week. So should we play the intro and bring on our guest?
Yeah, I think we shall.
Okay. Let me just take a little saunter over to the videos, the vid videos, and let's give them the hard rock intro.
Ooh, hard rock.
See, what we just did there, that was the generic create a character music from Nintendo 64's No Mercy, and joining us, Big Bad Boris.
Somebody actually gave that to me to use for our original intro, but it just didn't quite fit our vibe.
Yeah. Good morning, gentlemen. How are you?
Better now that you're here. Hi.
Oh, stop it now. Stop it. What's going on?
Never stop. Not much, man. You tell us.
I have two things that I want to say really quickly before we get started on anything. Okay. First thing, the Dark Side of the Ring with Daphne, fantastically done. But if you have trauma, be careful because the last half hour is tough sledding. It broke my brain, and I am not okay. And two, Blair, I appreciate you filling in for me last month for LPW because I couldn't be there. Great job, and I was glad that my seat was in good hands. So
well,
thank you for being there because I could not.
Of course, I mean I can never live up to the levels of Big Bad Boris on the mic, but it was my pleasure to.
Oh, I'm gonna bring it there.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. No.
Yeah. So, but no, it was my pleasure. So
thank you.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I was slightly disappointed that I didn't get the opportunity to fill in for Blair Pacheco.
It's because you have heat with so many people.
But you need
That's
a good.
True, actually,
you do need a good heel commentator sometimes. To, balance it out with all of your guys. These guys are awesome, and I'm like, Brett sucks.
But are you really a heel commentator if you say that Bayrat sucks?
Yeah.
Bayrat's a nice guy.
Apparently, people like them. They're jacked and juicy.
They're certified beauties.
I guess. I don't know.
How can you?
They're moving merchandise like nobody's business. I'm telling you, it's like a cottage industry over there.
I wish they'd move to a new promotion.
Wow.
Oh, sorry.
They had couples photography done. It was fantastic.
Hell yeah.
Ooh, fancy.
You know, what's not to love with Paralira? Fantastic.
I mean, how much time do we have?
Oh, see, that's why you didn't do it, because you would just be going off on Bayrat the entire show.
Not the entire show, just the parts where he was involved.
It'd be 3 hours of you just dissing on him.
You know what I should do? I should download the LPW shows currently and redub commentary over top of them. That's how I would do it.
Like the director's cut?
Yeah, like a special edition PLUGGO's extended director's cut LPW 36.
Mm-hmm.
The roast of Bayrat Garay.
Oh man, that would be a good time. We should roast Bayrat Garay.
No, leave him alone.
You got soft on me, Blair Pacheco.
No, Bayrat is a nice guy. You know, I've got my jacked and juicy certified beauty shirt. You should get yours, and then we can all bro down.
If I may step in here, they did not make sizes for the larger gentlemen.
Yeah, they only made sizes for the jacked gentleman.
Yeah,
the way to bring up a sensitive subject.
We are going to make new shirts, Pluggo and I, fat and greasy. That's going to be our line of clothing.
Yeah, fat and greasy, certified cheesy.
Fat, greasy, and certified easy.
Easy, yeah. Mrs. Pluggo's in the house saying some of her favorite boys all on one screen. Hi, honey. That she's talking mainly to Boris and Blair.
No. Those hard eyes are directed to one person and one person only, and that's the gentleman with the Raptors hat.
Boris is wearing a Raptors hat?
I was going to say, it would be great if you both were wearing Raptors hats.
Not a basketball guy. Couldn't really get into it.
Yeah, see, Spencer gets it. And Pluggo's here, too. Oh, my goodness.
I do enjoy some basketball. I wish I could watch it more.
I got a basketball, Jones.
The MVP is Canadian this year. That's pretty cool.
I did like, was it Tyrese Halliburton doing the Reggie Miller choke sign to the Knicks?
Tyrese is such a heel.
Yeah, so.
Big wrestling guy. That Tyrese. He's going to be in 2K25, the wrestling game.
Are the Pacers up 2-0 right now?
They sure are. Go Indiana.
There was one tweet that I saw about the Pacers game, and I don't know if I can say it on here. You know what? I shouldn't, but we'll talk after the show, and I'll pass it along because I don't want to offend anyone. But it made me chuckle.
Okay,
it gave me a tee-hee.
Okay.
So. But we are here to talk some LPW 37. It's going to be May, coming from the Rec Room South Edmonton Common.
Dope.
30th?
30th? Who put a question mark on the teleprompter again? Yes, it's May 30th. That is a cool graphic. That is InSync inspired for those that don't know. What a wild. Look at that. That's so cool. Shout out to Zark who put that together, I would imagine.
And standing in the middle, my favorite cowboy, the Rhinestone Cowboy, Stephen Crow.
Yeah, I step away for a minute and the whole place is topsy-turvy now. I watched the show and like literally the landscape of the entire company really changed that show. Like, holy SHIT. We got new champions. We've got new factions. We got all kinds of stuff.
You see, that's what happens. You know, I step in to do commentary and I bring the chaos.
Well, you absolutely did because, man alive, a lot is going on.
Stephen Crow, your new champion?
With the unfortunate injury to Zoe and she had to relinquish the title, why not go crazy and reset a bunch of stuff, right? Why not blow it up? So I actually thought, okay, this was kind of cool. I mean, the way that Zoe won the title, I thought was awesome. And the way they decided to crown a new champion, I was like, that's an interesting little wrinkle. 36 was a fun time.
And you got to see Bayrak already wrestle more than once in one night.
Listen, why do people got to keep? See, listen, I wasn't even going to say that. But then look at me. You know, you got to bring it up. You got to keep needling me. And then I'm the bad guy. I'm the victim here, guys. I'm the victim.
Oh, some victim blaming going on here. All right.
Hi, Sandy. Hi, David.
We saw the return of Rose last month.
Yeah.
And Rose has herself a posse.
Aligned with white shirt William Taylor and nasty Nate Nixon.
That's going to be a good time.
Two bad dudes with attitude.
Yeah.
Jack in the mouth. And
which Rose doesn't even need backup. She's badass in her own right. Put those two behind her. I don't know. That could be a very formidable little trio.
Is that William H. Gacy? I've been watching Shameless. It's just a little pun.
William H. Macy.
Yeah, thank you. Yes,
I finished Shameless. What a wild show.
On about to start season 3, I think it is, or on season 3.
Oh, yeah,
there's still a lot to go through. You know what? That's a traumatic show.
It is. I had to take breaks from it. It got so tough, but it gets a little less dramatic as it goes on. But it's still intense, like camping.
Okay.
What? You don't like my dad jokes, Boris?
No, I just don't know that show or anything about it, so I cannot contribute.
Oh,
So I'm staring off into space.
Well,
are you Katy Perry?
No.
She went to space.
Yes, Katy Perry went to space. Should have left her there. Anyway, let's continue.
All right. Well, happening at LPW 37, we are going to see Taryn from Accounting, your champion of salvation, facing off against the debuting Deonna Purrazzo.
Yes, that is something else that happened while I was gone, is that Taryn from Accounting became the new champion of salvation. Clandestine Society, I mean, in large and in charge, so to speak. I know this match was originally supposed to be her and Zoe, I believe, when it was booked, but now it is going to be her and Taryn from Accounting. And Taryn, we know, very territorial, and when the big star, or not the big star, but the outside talent come in, you definitely want to defend your ground. Deonna Purrazzo has been on the cusp of big things for a long time, and this is going to be a fun scrap.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I'm liking the challenge at hand for Taryn from Accounting, because you got a big name stepping in. I mean, we've seen she's risen to the occasion before with facing off with Hyann, and there's been others.
Oh, tons.
So yes, there's been others, but now you're getting another name, and it's going to be another opportunity for TFA to show what she can do in the ring, to show just where she stands in the grand landscape. It's a huge opportunity. I'm excited for this match. I think that both of them, something to prove, especially with Deonna not being able to come through a few months ago to face off with Zoe. So now here's her. She's going to come in here, and she has a lot to prove after that too.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
I talked to her for the LPW show this month. There's a lot on her mind right now. And so she's playing it cool, though, as the Clandestine Wrestling Society does. But she's got the Championship of Salvation, which is a golden ticket. Her brother-in-arms have both of the titles that would be great to cash in on. And then she's got Deonna Purrazzo as well. So she's got a lot going on, but she's laser focused on Deonna. She says that if she decides to challenge Michael or Steven at one point, that they would welcome that challenge with open arms, and everything is all hunky-dory in the Clandestine Wrestling Society. But this is a huge match. Deonna is fantastic, dude. I'm excited for this one.
Mm-hmm.
And we know the other two never hesitate to get involved as well, so that's something that she has to think about as well.
Yeah. I wonder if Deonna's got any friends.
I mean, you never know.
I think it's more there's enough people that dislike the Clandestine Society in that locker room that she could make friends. The enemy of my enemy is my friend kind of thing. So I'm sure she could potentially find somebody to watch her back if she feels that necessary. But
yeah, will the Goose be there? He could help down out. The Goose out there
could move mountains.
He's going to be honking around.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Well, David Mage, I do believe that we will see. I mean, you've seen Sinner and Saint, who have appeared in LPW. They're on the TNA roster. They're coming back to LPW next month. Yeah, and I have no doubt that you will see more wrestlers from Western Canada slowly making their way into the ranks of the TNAs, of the NXTs, because there are some incredibly talented wrestlers out there. Zoe Sager signed to the WWE ID. So there's one right off the bat. And then you keep looking at some of the incredibly talented wrestlers out there, your Liza Halls, I mean, your Reloadeds, your Miles DeVilles. These are all incredible wrestlers, and it's just a matter of getting those opportunities, showing up in Defy, a huge, huge stepping stone when you see how Defy can propel wrestlers to a bigger landscape. So no doubt that it's only a matter of time before you start seeing more names signing to those WWE ID deals, signing to TNA, signing to NXT. It's an exciting time to be a wrestling fan.
Yeah, and we're seeing some of our guys, going east, and we're seeing guys like Mars and Reed over in Ontario, and that's a big deal as well. So yeah, the short answer to that is absolutely. I would stake my meager reputation on that, because we are swimming in talent over here.
Oh, yes. And shout out to Zark, who 20 minutes into the show forgot our universal layout that you sent us, and I put it in. But I put it in.
You're a beauty. You're Jack Juicy and a certified beauty.
I'm greasy, sleazy, and real cheesy.
Certified easy.
Easy on the eyes.
Yeah, you are.
Like Boris. He's like, he can move on.
Pardon me.
Boris is not loving the flirting today.
I'm all right. I like full disclosure. I literally just finished the Daphne Dark Side, and I should not have watched that before I do. I didn't realize it was going to hit me so hard, but the last half of that was for me was a bit of a like. I knew the story going into it, but yeah, go and watch it. It's very very well done. But yeah, it's a striking, sad thing.
Yeah.
On another not so sad note about Dark Side of the Ring, did you watch the Sheik episode, last week's episode?
I did not. But why? You know what? I feel like Dark Side, some of the topics are a big stretch.
Okay, but were you aware?
I know who's in it. I will watch it, but I have to be in the mood for it, and I'm just
fair. Yeah.
So
I'm a binge watcher of Dark Side. Like I don't generally watch it like right away. If that makes I kind of like I'll sit and watch like 3 or 4 episodes at a time. Type move. I just watched the Buff Bagwell one a week ago. That was weird.
Anyway, so I didn't mean to get off on a tangent. Let's go back to LPW. I suppose you want me to make a pick now. You're going to put me on the spot.
That's okay. I'm going
to put you on the spot.
Just looking at the past episodes from this season.
That, Clandestine are riding so high. This is Taryn's match. Taryn's going to win this match. I always say the cliche, it's not going to be easy thing, but that's very true. This is Taryn's match to win, I believe. But, it's not going to be easy.
And this is we're kind of glossing over it a little bit. This is Deanna's like one of her rare indie appearances. She does not do a ton of indie stuff, so she's going to want to get that win on. She's going to want that win. I have to imagine.
Absolutely.
But I never pick against TFA ever. It's never happened, so that's my pick.
Yeah,
and you've been vastly correct the majority of the time.
I have been. Isn't that something?
The third beard.
That's right. You don't pick against the third beard.
Real tight spot. DP always wins.
Deanna Purrazzo.
Hey-o.
It's got 3 different settings. There's a little bit bright, a little bit brighter, and really bright.
The light tutorial is back. Maria's in the house. Hello. Hey, if you guys are in the chat, smash that like button. We have 13. Let's get to 15 to 20. Let's get in that close to 20 range. Share this out. Tell your friends.
Blair will go tarps off if we get to 20.
Blair's not going tarps off today.
Right.
I went tarps off with Blair, which was
you're not feeling jacked and juicy today.
I am, but I'm currently wearing my Roth is War shirt for WPW Heavyweight Champion James Roth, who is a fantastic person, an incredible wrestler, and hopefully, he keeps chugging along. Had a big match last night. Crowd was electric.
I like to get up there and see a show. Anyway, make your picks. Oh, I already did.
I'll take TFA.
Yeah, it's hard not to in a situation like this. There's so many factors.
Yeah. So, hell yeah.
Poor Deanna Purrazzo just get
WPW champ, baby.
Is Twitter acting a fool right now?
Oh yeah, it's all over the place.
Twitter is being weird. Yes, you're right.
So it's not just me.
Cool. No,
I'm having the same thing.
Look at MRB's render there, dude.
T.Y. Jackson and Reed Matthews versus Michael Richard Blairs and my favorite cowboy, the Rhinestone Cowboy, Stephen Crow.
I think the trip to Vegas did wonders for the confidence of Stephen Crow. I mean, he was working at a high level and very confident, before he went down there. But coming back there, he's like, just from what I saw, it looks like he stepped up and come into his own even more. And now the champ. It's always so hard to go against Clandestine, but TY so talented. And when it's personal and there's grudges, it's tough. And I've seen that look on Michael Richard Blairs' face for a decade plus now. I know I've seen that closer than I should have.
This is a match where there's so many outside factors into it, because you still like TY and Reed versus the Clandestine Society. You have Taryn from accounting who will be, lurking around crunching those numbers. Then you also have Reed's issues with Mars. And because of Mars, there's the extension of Thaddeus and Jack, because you never know what's going to happen with them. And then TY has got everything going on with Rich and Larry. I mean, there is so many moving parts to this that
what happened to this roster?
I know, right? I turn away for a minute and the whole place goes to hell.
This match is the microcosm of that. Blair,
on a quick side note, Spencer made an incredible video for what you missed from last month that you can check out. I believe it's on YouTube, and it's just a great recap of the last show to get you all caught up on things. But yeah, absolutely. I think the things are boiling over now with Reed and with Mars, and of course we saw what happened with Larry, which we'll talk about later. So yeah, tons and tons of moving parts, and it's almost like clandestine society. You're like, dance puppets dance, and we're going to make you fight each other instead of fighting us and keeping your eyes on the prize. And it's diabolical, but it's working. Diabolical is a $5 word. It means evil.
yes.
I cut Blair off there. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. You know, I'm curious to see how, you know, I mean, it seems like they're getting along right now, Reed and TY. I'm sure that they can stay on the same page because, I mean, what is the saying that you had? The enemy of my enemy is my friend, or whatever, you know? So, hey, if you have to put aside some differences to step in the ring to take down the two-headed monster of the clandestine society that's going to be in there, you got to do what you got to do. So these guys, I have no doubt, will rise to the occasion. And I mean, it's going to be a hard-fought match. You know it is. It's just going to be staying unified and taking them down.
But I don't think they're gonna. I don't think they're gonna be able. I think they might not be able to stay unified as long as, you know, the people across from them are literal brothers in arms. They are the champs. It's gonna be a tough one. I gotta go with the clandestine society on this one.
Wow.
I'm thinking along the same lines that you are right now.
It's a formidable tag team. Don't get me wrong, but it's tough to pick against the champs.
See, I'm taking TY and Reed, you know.
Ooh.
Yeah, TY is a solid dude. Reed is a fellow short king, and we stand united. I still have lots of love for my favorite cowboy, though. So I think that, you know, they're gonna, you know, MRB is just gonna be eating a pin. So that's as easy as it is.
Oh, okay, all right.
Wow, talk about heat.
Well, someone's got to take it, and it's not going to be the Rhinestone Cowboy.
I'm going to put this out into the ether, and I'm going to clip it out for specifically MRB. Dear Michael Richard Blairs, our salvation guy, the guy that's trying to save us all, would you rather eat a pin or eat a wagon wheel?
Oh,
does he not like wagon wheels?
Oh, he has a blind hatred for the delicious treat of the wagon wheel.
So that's the question. You can sit and ponder it. Eat a wagon wheel, eat a pin. Which one is it, MRB? Let us know in the comments of the post that we're putting out here shortly.
Maybe he'll pin a wagon wheel.
Hello. Are we gonna, first time, long time? Oh, we're going to answer it on air?
I'm going to try, but he won't answer. He might be at training. And he doesn't like the phone. Anyway, continue. Pretend I'm not here.
It's hard not to when you hear ringtone.
First time, long time.
Hold on. Let me make a call real quick.
Well, I was trying to get the answer to your question immediately.
I love it. MRB doesn't answer his phone.
No, I'm not a big fan of the phone. Plus, I believe Clandestine Wrestling Society is in session, so he's dropping
knowledge.
Some drop science, but he's dropping English. That's an NWA reference. That's pretty good.
You know why they made the sidewalks? Because the streets aren't for everybody.
Ooh.
I like that.
Do you know why they call him bus driver? Because he's taking him to school. All right, the Cliche Festival. Welcome.
The Cliche Wrestling Society. That's us. The Cliche.
A bird in the hand is worth two in the bush.
All right.
Two in the bush is a good
the ball bounces.
That's the way the cookie crumbles.
For the LPW Tag Team Championships, Paralira defending against Nate Nixon and white shirt William Taylor.
Now, I want to talk about this a little bit because I was, I got to give kudos to Rose because just this whole, speaking of things that are diabolical, hitching her wagon, so to speak, to these two guys. These two guys are studs. I've been a big supporter of White Shirt William Taylor since he came in. I see a lot of just like hard nose in that guy, and yeah, great. Hitching her wagon to those two guys. These two guys have a lot of upside, and with Rose kind of skulking around, I could see an upset here. I think, PLUGGO obviously riding high, one of the best tag teams in LPW history, but I see big things in the future for this team.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a tough one. White Shirt William Taylor and Nasty Nate Nixon are just on a roll right now. We're seeing what they did in that scramble match, being unified with Rose. Things are looking. There's a lot of upside right now to Nasty Nate and White Shirt William Taylor. It's going to be a hell of a match, and I'm torn with this one because I've got so much love for Bayrat that it's how do you pick against them? But Nate Nixon and White Shirt William Taylor, I mean, they're going to step up there and they're going to give PLUGGO everything they can handle.
Well, okay. I'm going to do something that I don't normally do here. I'm going to be professional. Jack the Juicy, Barat, PLUGGO, Shabat, all of it's good. They're good. They're a good tag team. They are a well-oiled machine. They're one of the most consistent tag teams I think we've ever seen in LPW history, right? They don't generally... There's never been any scuffles. There's never been any dissension. There's never been any questions on who's aligned with who, even though I've tried to plant that seed for years now. But I do love Nasty Nate Nixon and William Taylor and that new energy with Rose. She's a champ. She's going to expect her lackeys are going to need to become champs. This is going to be a hard-fought match. It pains me to say this, but I think PLUGGO might get it done and keep those championships. And who knows? Maybe that tag team that's showing up at LPW 38's got their eyes on this match, and whoever comes out on top might get Sinner and Saint. I don't know. I don't hold the pen in LPW, but I'm going to take Barack Arani and I'm going to take Sheikh Shabazz. I'm going to take them to retain. I don't love it. It doesn't sound good coming out of my mouth, but that's where I'm going. This is what's happening to me. I'm getting soft.
There's a lot of hype behind White Shirt William Taylor right now. I think people don't realize that he is the epitome of a blue chipper. I've talked with other promotions, and they have mentioned him by name as someone they're very excited to bring in. So things are looking up, and I mean, I don't know if they get it done on Friday night,
buddy,
but I do know that they are going to put an absolute stamp on the LPW tag team division.
And I think, like, looking at the history of LPW, they've looked and seen all of the people, or a lot of the people who've had success have all been in factions and groups, and then they, it pays to have somebody watching your back. So they band together and big things happen. And I think that we're going to have new champs.
Ooh.
That's bold, but
I like it.
I'm high on this team. I really am.
Even though Shiki's the flag that you fly, that you want to change his face to the Canadian flag.
Listen, every things happen in history. There's dark times, but the flag will always be there for us when we need it most. Hey, that was pretty good. Write that down.
Well, I do.
But listen, I'm still not a fan of Barack Arani. I'm just going to say that. But Isaiah said he found this channel. How are we doing this morning? Thanks for finding us. We're doing well. JPJ is in the house. He did the voiceover for that LPW 36. What happened?
Fabulous job, by the way.
Yeah, I gave that up. I would have been terrible at it. Like, hello guys, last month on LPW. So we gave it to a professional.
Oh, but hey, why didn't I get asked to do commentary?
Commentary is different, man. A voiceover and commentary are two different things. I got commentary tape out there in the world somewhere. I commentated. I do one.
You got to bring that out so that we can do.
I know. I need to ask Alex if he has it still.
That's a Saturday Night Love episode, I think.
No, I don't have a voice for voiceovers, man.
I do think Paralira retains, but I think this is going to be their toughest challenge so far.
Do you think, again, now nothing has been announced, and I have no inside baseball information, and I know that's hard to believe considering I preview all the shows and I write previews for the shows. I literally do them just whatever I'm thinking about. But the announcement of Sinner and Saint, do you think that creeps into the minds of a Paralira and they go, ooh, like if we can get this, and they put a little extra pressure on themselves to get this done, and then it becomes a harder match than they anticipated?
Well, Sinner and Saint are in very, very high demand, and me, like, I understand this in the spirit intended. They're not coming here unless they're going to get a chance at gold, I think. Okay. And not that like the company's not good enough. What I'm saying is they're in high demand, so they're going to leverage that gold against their best opportunities. And yeah, they're going to come here. They're going to want to leave with gold. So yeah, they that could be something that Paralira is looking at in the future. But they got a test in front of them Friday. So the old adage, you can't look to the next round.
Yeah.
You got to win this round. Stupid Oilers keep winning. Why is this happening to me? I got to move. I'm moving to Indiana.
Hey, come on. This is Mrs. PLUGGO. I welcome you with open arms here.
I just got to learn to read and I'm good to go.
No, you don't. It's Indiana.
I'm moving to Saginaw, Michigan.
Are you? There you go.
Away from home.
There you go.
The Saginaw spirit.
What's next, Blair Pacheco?
We have got Elliot Tyler versus Mars the Specialist, the other half of the Short Kings. This is going to be, I think this is going to be a dark horse for...
A banger?
Yeah, this is going to be a dark horse. I think people might sleep on this one a bit, but it's going to be a good one.
I had a dream the other night where I was walking through my college and I was wearing a really, really big sweatsuit. And Elliot Tyler was there hugging somebody that I assumed to be his girlfriend. And that's all I remember from this dream. I was in a big snowsuit walking through Nate, and Elliot Tyler was there hugging a girl.
PLUGGO can't read. That's messed up, Mrs. PLUGGO. Way to put
now,
me
with
on
those glasses have got to help your reading a little bit, though, right? Are you seeing things in a whole new light now?
Yeah, actually, I am. It's kind of weird. Owen wants to say hi. Say hi.
Hello, Owen. How are you?
They said, how are you?
Good.
What's the best thing about your dad?
What's the best thing about your dad?
He's my wrestling buddy.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
That might be the sweetest thing I've ever seen. Who's your favorite wrestler?
Who's your favorite wrestler?
Please say Barrick or Annie.
Tell them, not me.
Cody Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes is now your favorite wrestler? What happened to Bobby Lashley?
Hell yeah. Lashley.
Yeah, he likes Cody Rhodes now. We ain't seen him in a while.
How's the velocity on your curveball?
He doesn't know what that means.
Are you a 5-tool player?
How fast is your curveball? He goes, what?
Upper 90s?
What?
So,
all right.
Anyway. So this match, we got the Short King himself, Mars the Specialist, Elliot Tyler, friend of the show. Both friends of the show, we should say. It's going to be a good match.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also very high on Elliot Tyler, and I have been for a long time, and I think that he wins this match because I think the upstairs of Mars is a little bit off right now. He's got things going on with Reed. He's lost his title. I think this is the perfect time for Elliot Tyler to pounce and get a big win.
Yeah, I think Tyler picks up the victory too. I mean, he's come close so many times. This is going to be a big win for him. And I think that this will propel him to that next level, show that he's a big time player because the dude delivers every time he steps into a big match. If you look the death match that he had with Drexel a few months ago, the dog collar match he's had, like he always delivers. He just needs that victory here in LPW to push him to that next level.
Hey, the kid's going through your stuff.
Yeah, now he's like that. He was like, yeah, we see you.
He's looking for stuff.
Looking through my figures.
Sometimes I feel like.
Listen, you said it. Mars has got some stuff going up in the old noodle up there. And last time I questioned stuff, he got mad. So be careful. He might snap on you, Boris. But Yeah, this might be a match for Elliot Tyler, who's good in his own right. Don't get it right. Sounds like we're talking about him stealing one here, which, in LPW circles, Mars is one of the best in LPW history. But yeah, Elliot Tyler sneaks one out here because Mars has got some stuff going on. Who knows what's going on with the rest of the show, where this card is at, what's happening. So yeah, I'm taking Elliot Tyler in a win here to get himself on the track. Maybe he'll challenge for some gold.
I'd be into that.
Absolutely.
I want to see some gold around Elliot Tyler's waist in LPW.
Definitely.
So, okay, yeah. So next we will jump to Rich King versus Nick Shostatsik. Does I get the same?
Shostastic.
Shostat. Yeah.
Like fantastic. That's how he told me when I asked him.
Nick Shostatsik.
I want to talk about because it's now Rich King. You've made your bed. Everybody needs to follow my lead and do things the way that I want to do them. I'm going to run the show. He's finally, he's kind of snapped. He cut the cord, so to speak, and now he's on his own, and now he's got nobody else to blame for him but himself for any mistakes or losses or whatever. So this is the bed he's made, and this is the time where he really needs to step up and prove that he was right all along to steer the ship. Nick Shostastic is a lot of upside. He's very, very young in his career. He's only had a handful of matches. I believe his first one was recently on one of the Thursday Night Live events, and for a first match, I was very impressed. Also great shape, great presence. I think there's a lot of upside on this young man as well. And eagerness versus, trying to prove that you were right all along is an interesting matchup. Some youthful exuberance, and Shostastic's got nothing to lose and everything to gain, and that makes him a little bit dangerous.
Can I just point out that I was right all along, Rich, and Rich told me that I was crazy and nothing's going on and everything's fine. What happened?
I mean, he held it together, so to speak, for a long time, but you always felt like that little bit was lurking underneath the surface, and we were kind of waiting to see if or how it was going to come out, and it came out in a big way. Again, go back and watch that clip video that Spencer made, and you'll see what went down. And yeah,
I mean, if I had the chance to talk to Rich, and I brought up, I think this is a new Rich King, and he said, no, nothing's changed. So, you can see it. Watching LPW 36, Rich King I feel like he is on the precipice of breaking through to that next level to become a big time player in LPW. Somebody that you have to watch out for. I'm talking the level of an MRB. That's what I see from Rich King right now.
Oh,
you know what?
That's a big claim.
I probably shouldn't say this just because it doesn't make sense or it might be stupid, but I'd like to shuffle this lineup a little bit. And I'd like to take Elliot Tyler and give him Rich King.
No.
And watch those two go at it and give Mars Nick Shostastic. That's just me thinking of shuffling the deck in a little bit because interesting things. But regardless, Rich King, everything, and he's got everything to lose because he's got to prove himself now. Yeah. And now he's running Dolo, as the kids say. I think that's how you say it, right?
Dolo. He's going to get this win. He's going to look good doing it. I think this is a statement. This is a statement match for Rich King. 100%.
Yeah, I'm taking Rich to win.
Sorry, Nick.
Look at the guns on Blair Pacheco. My God.
Dude. And he doesn't want to go tarps off. That's That's an embarrassment.
Fuck, it was chest day today, guys. I'm taking Rich, and that train's going to keep rolling along.
Yeah, David says it's riding Dolo.
Okay.
What did I say?
You did say it right.
Oh, did? Okay, cool. See, I'm cool now.
New piece of say there's the Wardlow and the Bradshaws are released a bit ago. They're under $10 at Target.
We'll take a look at the scramble match, and then we'll chat about Dean. For the LPW scramble match, we have Eli Surge, Daddy Dean Richter, Lumberjack Larry Woods, Canadian Goose, honk, honk,
Honk, honk.
Rose, and I can't remember the name of the other competitor. It is his LPW debut, and I am sorry.
Yes, young man from Ontario, I believe, and I have yet to research. But if he's in this match, he's in it for a reason.
I will find the name.
We got the former champ. We've got the new champ,
Johnny DeLuca.
Johnny DeLuca.
And where the new champ goes, the henchmen, the hired guns, the new family, you got to think are waiting in the wings. So this puts a whole new spin on the scramble match.
They've got a title match themselves now. If this scramble match would go on before the title match, I think you would see the henchmen, right? They'd come out, maybe help out because they'd be fresh. What if the scramble? Who knows how that's going to play, man? I mean, are they still coming out regardless?
I think regardless, yes.
Because the number one objective is to protect Rose, not win gold.
There's no reason that they can't do both, which is what I'm calling.
That's what you're here for. That's why I appreciate you.
Yeah, I do think Rose retains. I don't think it's a one and done for her. I think she's going to hold on to that title for a while.
Yeah, this is a tough scramble, though. You got Eli Surge, former champ. Kyle Shaw, Canadian Goose, is a former champion. Daddy Dean Richter, he's nasty as all get out. Larry Woods is a two-time former LPW grand champion. Like, this ain't an easy first defense for Rose, man. I think it's not going to be a cakewalk, even if you get the henchmen involved. Because these scrambles are unpredictable.
One of those things where it might be a bit of a harsh reality for Rose, too. And I'm sure that if you talk to Eli and TY and Jack Pride, once you get that title, you realize, holy crap, it's going to be even harder to keep this thing, especially this title. So we'll have to see how it all goes down, but this one's going to be fun. We've got some bruisers in this one. We've got some really popular guys, newcomer, some new blood, always makes things exciting. The Goose will be honking around. I know. I love me a scramble match. Always a good time.
Honking and stomping and honking.
Who we got? I'm taking Rose to retain. Pluggo, who are you feeling?
I love me some Rose. I'm going to take Rose to retain, but I wouldn't be shocked if Larry Woods came out of this on top.
I'm taking Rose to retain as well because I think the nasty shirts will be around. And that's the term I just invented. The nasty
shirts. Nasty shirts. I could tell you about a few nasty shirts. Mrs. Pluggo's always like, what do? Do you get food in your mouth ever?
Wow, that took a hard.
Hey, it's Blairs Tidbits.
Tidbits. Tidbits. Tidbits. Blairs Tidbits. Blair. Beep boop bop. Tidbits.
Sorry for cutting you off, Boris. I was trying to.
No, that's fabulous. I love it.
What a transition.
I was trying to throw it in after that, and then you had said a word. I was like, oh, fuck.
Nope, you're all good. No issues.
Wow, way to wash our guest. Way to get your own shit in, Blair.
I washed myself this morning. Put on some beard wax and everything.
Couple tidbits to kick things off today. Elena Black, you've heard the name, the announcements. Well, she is going to be at Prestige for Combat Clash 25 happening in July. I'm sure we will preview that show closer to.
Yeah, she's making quite the rounds.
Happening this upcoming Friday at West Coast Pro, you are going to see Miko Alana versus Maggie Lee versus Sandra Moon. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is Sandra Moon's last appearance at West Coast Pro because she is hanging them up.
Which is a shame. I'm a big Sandra Moon fan.
Happening over at C4 at 10 to midnight, Friday as well. Bear Bronson versus Dom Guarini. Love that Bear Bronson's getting out there more.
Yeah.
So the show's called 10 to midnight, but it starts at 7:30.
I was going to say the same thing, yeah.
Major League Wrestling, they announced their War Chamber match that is happening Saturday, June 7th. The show has actually already been taped. I found that out. So it's, they're doing this. And I think 4 days later or a week later, chances are AEW is doing Blood and Guts. So it's like, hey, get all your cage matches in now while you can. And last but not least, Danny Luna versus Nicole Matthews, Sunday, June 1st. we will preview that show next week. We will talk about it, but incredible opportunity. Nicole Matthews challenging for that Deadlock Pro Women's World Championship.
Nice tidbits
A lot of
this
good
week.
stuff.
I'm super intrigued on the Elena Black tour here. She's booking a lot of good stuff, and I don't think she's going to be long for the indie scene, but I think she's going to have a good summer.
Yeah, I mean,
I think she's incredibly talented.
So, happening tonight. It is not streaming anywhere, but chances are that it will get uploaded somewhere. Is the Dean 2 show. AEW is helping put it on, but there are a lot of independent wrestlers on there. So I thought, hey, we can talk about it. The whole thing, it's a show to honor Dean Rasmussen, who was part of the Death Valley Driver video review board, one that Tony Khan was a part of growing up. So
I was on that too, man.
Yeah, there's the history there. So they are doing some shows to honor him. There was one last year that happened WrestleMania weekend that was one of the most talked about shows, and there's a solid chance that people didn't even know that was going on. So this is happening, and it's a stacked show. Like, you have got Josh Woods with Filthy Tom Lawler in his corner against JD Drake with Anthony Henry, the workhorseman. Fuck yeah.
I love JD Drake back from the Evolve days. Big fan.
Yeah. And he was someone that, like, I was surprised. I know he doesn't fit into the typical mold of New York, but like, he is somebody you want around for what he can do in ring. He had a match at PWG a few years back that blew me away. It was fucking fantastic.
Yeah, he's good.
I'm glad you came back, though.
The Beast Mortos versus Slim J.
Nice.
Beast Mortos was actually supposed to be in the 10-man Cybernetico Scramble, but because of the CMLL AAA issues, all of that fun stuff, he got pulled out of that, and he's going to be facing off with Slim J.
If you were going to put on a match that got Blair and the tingles, this is one of them.
Oh, hell yeah.
This is a Blair Pacheco special, Slim J versus Beast Mortos.
Yeah, that's right up my alley.
Yeah, dude. We're probably going to talk about it at length next week.
There's a few matches on here that, like, I'm very hyped for. That's one of them. Even the JD Drake match. There's also this one. Lost Desperados versus Coven of the Goat with the Reverend Dan Wilson. Coven of the Goat, Jaden Newman is a part of it on the far right. He's the one with hair.
No.
He is one of the best unsigned technical wrestlers out there today. He had an absolute banger with Jonathan Gresham a couple years ago at the Scenic City Invitational. It's up on YouTube if anyone wants to check it out. Dude is a solid guy. Definitely.
One half of your IWTV Tag Team Champions as well.
So there you go.
We're gonna get the titles defended in LPW. Those indie wrestling IWTV titles.
Well, I'm sure there's a way.
If there's a will, there's a way.
Spencer will figure it out. He's got this.
Spend more money, Spencer.
A dog collar match between Mad Dog Connolly and Adam Priest.
Nice.
I do like the old school graphics. Like, you know, obviously these ones are fun, you know, it's cool, but like these ones just hit on a different level. I love it.
The old school, like, computer screen look.
Yeah.
But it's that sort of greeny yellow kind of look that the old DVD board had, if you're old enough to remember and be on.
I was gonna say though, like, remember when we thought that this was a sick graphic in the sense of like, whoa, technology. This is.
I still make them like that.
There was no graphic for it, but there is a 10-man Cybernetico match, which is basically just a giant scramble. In the match, you've got Avena, Exula, Neon, Hologram, Euphoria, Valiente, Blue Panther, Dr. Cerebro, Virus, and Volador Jr. So you've got some of
that's some lucha goodness right there.
Yes. You know, with what Neon can do, even Hologram can do some incredible stuff. So this is a very Blair card. Like, top to bottom. I'm so fucking jacked with this.
And juicy.
A certified beauty.
If I ever book a show or start my own company, I'm going to call our first show a very Blair card.
Okay.
I love it.
And then our Christmas show will be a very Blair Christmas.
A very Blairy Christmas. Rhino versus Manders. What's not to love?
Oh yeah.
And the ROH Pure
Ooh,
Championship
that's
is
gonna
on the
be
line.
good.
Lee
Hell yeah.
Moriarty versus Matt Mako.
My dude.
Yeah, you're
Rules. My BFF.
When is
So-
this show?
tonight.
Tonight, but not streaming, right?
Not streaming, but it'll be up eventually.
Yeah. For some reason, they didn't put this show on.
That's a Blair card.
Hopefully, they'll do it old school style and record it on a VHS camcorder.
Oh, you know what? 100%. They should record. They should actually only sell it as a VHS.
Like 480p, yeah.
Yeah, like tape trading.
Floppy
100%.
disc.
Yeah, I
That's
think that would
actually
be
a solid idea.
because VHSs are returning. I picked up this 2 VHS pack of the Elite that was made. I have yet to watch it. Whoa, there's some stickers.
Do you have a
So-
VCR?
I do.
Nice.
Yep, I've got a collection of VHS tapes because all of the here is the WPW Rumble at the Burt VHS tape that yours truly
Oh,
is on
rad.
there.
That's cool.
Very cool.
Yeah, so it's I'm into it.
Man, I said Rubbermaids full when I was tape trading. Rubbermaids full of tapes. The tape I wish that like the kids could experience the joy of tape trading for a couple of reasons about how fun it was, but then B, to understand how lucky we are now to just have everything at our fucking fingertips. Because
That's why.
but tape trading, man, when that 18th generation copy of the first Ring of Honor show came to my house, I was like, this is living.
Hey,
Good times.
I also have a Vader versus Cactus Jack clamshell.
Look at that. Is that Disney? No, I'm just kidding.
It's an incredible lineup of matches. There's handheld stuff. There's a Texas death match on here. So like
That's awesome.
VHS's baby.
So I always tell people we're in the golden era of professional wrestling,
Oh,
and people
man.
think I'm crazy because I go, but no, you literally anything from the beginning of time to now is at a click away. You can watch anything at any time, and you don't even have to see. That's the thing. Like even back during the Monday Night Wars, when you're like, you couldn't just fast forward or skip. You had to sit and watch the show. You could. So now you can go. You know what? I'm gonna just watch Raw on Netflix, and I'll fast forward through what I don't want to see.
Yep, same thing with music. My part-time job in high school, every nickel went down to the record store, and now every single song that's ever been made in the world is on this little tiny thing that's the size of a deck of cards. Anyway, that's just me being old and curmudgeonly. But tape trading was a lot of fun. I'm glad that I got to do it.
Yeah, I wish I still had some of my ROH VHSs, but those are.
I
gone.
converted it. It's funny because I converted it all to DVDs, and then as the technology got better, I converted it all to digital, and now I've got like 14 terabytes of wrestling. So I have like my own network, and I just keep adding to it and adding to it. And yeah, it's fun.
David said this was a fun show. Happy the White Six are back. Yeah,
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah,
I'm happy that you're happy, David.
Exactly.
So that is going to be it for us. But I know tonight Boris has a very special SNL where he's going to watch the Heroes of Wrestling.
Well, we're going to watch just the main event. And I know that this show has been kind of beaten to death over the years. But the fact of the matter is I have never seen the entire thing. I have started this show probably a half a dozen times, but never actually got around to finishing it. So I've never actually seen the main event. And that's why I thought it might be fun for me to watch it for the first time, like publicly broadcasting. Because I know it ended up getting changed. And what was it like? Yokozuna and Bundy against Jim Neidhart and Jake or something.
That's
and I know
Neidhart and King Kong Bundy versus Jake and Yoko.
Okay, I got it all backwards. And I know it's we shouldn't be kind of beating up on Jake because Jake's doing much better now. But I've never seen the main event of this match, and I thought it might be fun to kind of go back and watch the train wreck because sometimes train wrecks are fun. So 8 o'clock tonight, 8 o'clock Mountain Time, 10 o'clock Eastern. You guys are of course welcome to come by and hang out as well. The more the merrier. And it's good to be back on the screen with you guys. And I love you guys and I appreciate you guys.
There is a Scorpio versus Julio De Niro match on there that I bet you that goes.
Yes, I've watched maybe the first 2 or 3 matches, and that one is like the oddly out of place match that's like good, but I've never finished it and I've never seen the main event. And that show came out 1999, so it's been 26 years, and
1999, y'all.
And I've never seen the main event.
You know what else came out in 1999? Woodstock,
What?
baby.
Oh man, what a couple of great documentaries on that. If you care about that, the one on Netflix is really good, but then there was another one that's
on HBO. It's on HBO Max.
Yeah, really, really, really good.
Yeah.
Look, the Saturday night you had Rage Against the Machine, Korn, Metallica, and Limp Bizkit playing. What did you expect was going to happen? Just chaos.
The Netflix documentary. I went down a hyper like for a week. I was obsessed. Like the Netflix documentary is all about the chaos, the shock factor. The HBO one covered all that, but it also kind of like dived a little bit more deeper into like social issues and stuff.
They were trying to find the why, whereas Netflix is just like, this is what happened.
Yeah, exactly.
But
they're both solid, and I was obsessed for like a week and a half. It was just nuts. I even found podcasts about it and was like, how did this even happen? Crazy.
But
stuff.
one of the greatest visuals. Sorry to interrupt. Greatest visuals of all time is that view from the stage out to the crowd when Korn's first song like kicks in.
Yeah,
and just the wave of the humanity, and just like that's like, how as a performer do you like process that? That's got to be more powerful than any drug in the world. Is like 200,000 people just giving you that. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's what he said.
I like Fred Durst crowd surfing on the plywood. That was my highlight.
Like, it's not Limp Bizkit's fault per se that everything went kind of out of whack, because you book Fred Durst, you get Fred Durst. So I think it's not one thing you can blame for what happened. I think it was like the perfect storm of 90s culture and like college douchebags,
bad planning
and bad planning plus corporate greed equals, things go off the rails.
I fucking love Limp Bizkit.
And the stuff that happened in the rave hangar was crazy. I didn't know anything about any of that until the documentary came out.
Yeah. Woof.
Anyway, we're off on a
tangent.
Boris, where can they find you?
You can find me again tonight on Saturday Night Love over on the Twitch, 8 p.m. Mountain, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can find me on the social medias at BB Boris right down there. Instagram is BB Boris1. And God willing and the creek don't rise, you'll find me behind the microphone on Friday for LPW 37. I'm very nervous, but very excited to get back at it.
Myself, you can find me up on all social medias, Graymaker Wrestling Podcast. I have a new episode coming out next week with the gentlemen from Black Hole Pro, who are running a show in Edmonton coming up. Recently dropped a new monthly AEW podcast you can take a look at. You can find me here every Saturday with this gem. And there's going to be an NXT preview that I was a guest on that I will share up on my social medias when it is out there. So, lots of fun stuff. How about you, Pluggo?
Well, you can find me at Pluggo on all social media platforms. Thursday nights, 8 p.m. with JPJ with Between Two Beards, at B2 Beards on all social media platforms for that. We were just on the Kicking Out podcast. We'll call it a prediction show for Double or Nothing, but it was a wild 2 hours. But we did throw some predictions out there, so check that out if you can. And then, that's where you find me. And right here, For Exposure Pod on Twitter. And I'll do some writings. Hopefully the LPW preview, I will get that written out sooner than later. I'll be up on lovewrestling.ca.
Mace Boy is Space Boy. I think that there is everyone is very okay with everything that's going on with Black Hole Pro.
I don't understand who's stealing anything from anybody.
Nobody's
honest.
There's no stealing.
I don't understand the question.
Check out the podcast, and it'll answer a lot of questions that you may have. There's even an exclusive match announcement that is going to be on there that I think everyone will be very into. So
cool.
That is going to be it for us this week. Thank you so much for joining us. Peace in the streets.